Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to react to the most dangerous tourist attractions in the world. Now, I'm a bit of a thrill seeker myself. However, there is, I think it's called King Dakar or something like that. It's in New Jersey and it is the highest roller coaster in the world. I've looked at pictures of it on Google and it just looks insanely high. Like, you know the feeling when you're on a roller coaster and you're about to go down and you get those butterflies in your stomach? It must be that like times a million. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that one, but I'm quite interested to see what else makes it onto this list. Should be quite an interesting video.
When it comes to exploring new places as tourists, most of us seek adventure, but few expect their hearts to race with fear. This swing on China won a Guinness World Record for being the most spine-tingling swing on the planet, and it's not hard to see why.
Oh my God.
If you look down while on the swing, you would see a massive 2,200-foot drop, but considering you're moving at 80 miles per hour, it's probably hard to see.
Man, I'm not sure.
In Charlotte, Carolina, a man spotted a large crack in a roller coaster that caused the park to be immediately shut down.
In a statement to ABC News, Carowin says it is not uncommon to discover slight weld indications.
The Wanxing theme park,
Mate, that's not a weld indication, that's a crack.
in China, whose theme seems to be death, has sky-high attractions, ranging from a 500-foot-high gap bridge to one of the most terrifying swings in the world. And to make things worse, the park has been closed several times for not passing safety inspections.
Oh my God. The harness fell off.
With more shark encounters than a Hollywood blockbuster, New Smyrna Beach is like stepping into a real-life Jaws movie. This particular beach in Florida was single-handedly responsible for 23% of the entire world's shark attacks in 2021, and it was ranked the most dangerous beach in America. Ironically, it has around 500,000 visitors a year.
Forget it. Oh my God.
This is the Devil's Pool sitting at the top of the Victoria
Ever since I watched the movie Jaws, like, it's made me a little bit scared to go too far, like, out into the water at beaches. I don't know why.
Falls waterfall. And it doesn't have that name for no reason. In order to just get to this pool, you have to cross a river in which tourist guides throw rocks into it to make sure there aren't any crocodiles on the way. And to top things off, there's no lifeguard on duty. This is a love ladder in the Fuji Mountains, called Stairway to Heaven, because if you fall, you go straight to heaven. Actually, there's some clear netting and below the stairs to catch you if you were to fall, but that doesn't stop people from getting wobbly legs when looking down.
Man, there's no...
When you're riding down a
There's no, like, rail or anything on the stair, so if you fall, you fall.
carnival attraction, the last thing you want to see are some loose screws.
Let me just tighten that up there. All right, we're good.
The Cage of Death might not sound like the most appealing tourist attraction, but it's Australia's only crocodile cage diving experience, in which you can see up close amazing prehistoric creatures in their natural habitat.
Wow, that thing's huge.
Might be better to avoid if you have neck problems, but the New Zealand human catapult offers the experience of being flung through the air like a human projectile, reaching a mind-boggling speed of 60 miles per hour in just 1.5 seconds, which is faster than any car in the world.
I mean, that looks like a lot of fun, to be fair.
Who needs a cape when you have a
But
wingsuit?
the speed that it shoots you off is crazy.
Wingsuit parachuting is when you leap off a cliff and experience gliding through the air like a flying squirrel. It's like an extreme sport that doesn't allow for mistakes.
Yeah, this does look amazing, to be fair. Are you guys into stuff like this, or like, would you not even entertain it, not even one time?
Sleeping on the edge takes a whole new meaning with cliff camping. Hanging above a 1,000-foot drop might not be the most peaceful way to fall asleep, but at least you don't have to worry about bears. The world's highest and longest glass-bottom bridge takes walking on thin ice to a whole new level, with nothing but a transparent sheet of glass between you and an abyss. The good news is that the BBC tested the strength of the glass with a sledgehammer, and it definitely passed the test.
The president has given me a hammer and said that even if I can get through all 3 layers of glass, I won't fall through.
That Doesn't look strong enough for me.
3. We're okay.
The Snake Island is an island off
Yeah, but there's only like one layer that they're standing on. That doesn't seem strong enough for me.
the coast of Brazil. It's been banned from visiting. Not that you'd want to go. Despite the relatively small size, it's home to about 430,000 snakes, a lot of which are some of the most venomous species in the world.
Nope.
Thousands of tourists every year attempt the hike at the Huoshuan Mountain in China, even though the views from the summit might make the hike worth it. The whole setup is terrifying, with only some planks attached to the side of the mountain to walk onto. But surprisingly, people seem to blindly trust the Taoist priest who installed this walk 700 years ago.
How you feeling, Justin?
King Dak is not only the tallest roller coaster in the world, but for years it held the title as the
Yeah,
fastest
King
reaching
Da,
speeds of
yeah.
128 miles per hour in 3.5
Interesting name, King Da. Like, where did that name come from?
seconds. For context, a Bugatti Chiron does the same speed in 6.6 seconds.
Wow. Like this bit here, I would lose my lunch, man. My lunch is gone.
Sometimes one doesn't need waves to make use of a boogie board. In Nicaragua, one can slip down the steep slopes of an active volcano and take in the breathtaking speeds. If you ever wanted to experience Angry Birds in real life, a human catapult in New River in West Virginia does exactly that.
That looks cool. That is sick. But what if you're slightly off target and you go into the road? You looked a little bit
There is
late with
always
that
a way up,
parachute.
except when you're cave diving during the Aichituknik River. These caves have ridiculously low ceilings. Forget about swimming straight up to the surface. The only way is forward tilt to fit through the creases and hope you don't get stuck. Things become a little insane at Gravity Max in Taiwan when
I saw a video on Reddit about this guy who was filming himself like swimming through a cave system, and he got stuck, and he like, I don't know how he didn't panic. He kept his cool because it just looked so cramped and tight in there, and I don't think he had anybody with him. Like, he was doing it solo. People are brave.
when you're slowly being tilted down until you reach a 90-degree angle, and the tracks connect just in time for when the brakes are off. Camino del Rey is
Didn't look that high though. It still looked like it'd be fun to do, but nowhere near as high as the King Dar one in New Jersey.
known to be one of the most dangerous hikes in the world. It was closed by the Spaniard government due to multiple deaths. That is until a few years ago when it reopened after a €9 million restoration, an enhancing safety measure, but it's still completely terrifying.
Pisar en el extremo del hierro, el suelo no era muy fiable.
Maybe not the most dangerous ride, but perhaps one of the scariest is Sky Jump at the Strat Hotel, which is an open-air leap from 829 feet above the strip, and you reach speeds of 40 miles per hour.
You're putting a lot of trust in that harness though.
Traversing the abyss has never been scarier at these climbing routes in Italy. That is not for those with fear of heights.
No way.
We've all heard this audio at some point in our lives.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
What most people don't know is that the original version came from an incredible tourist attraction in New Zealand. It's ridiculously terrifying.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Wait.
This ride in Las Vegas is so terrifying that most of
That audio is iconic.
the time it's empty.
Wow.
No.
Look at this.
Oh, hell no.
No way. What if something goes wrong?
You dumb guy.
Hell no!
The Death Valley is often referred to as an oven, since it's not only an extremely dry climate, but it's thought to be the hottest place on Earth during the summer, with this summer reaching a record temperature of 133 degrees.
It's still exciting. Again, we're getting
55 Celsius, that's crazy.
lots of visitors who are wanting to get their picture with a thermometer, who want to feel what it feels like to live in such an extreme place.
Okay, a lot of people actually pack a sickness bag for this one. This ride starts going backwards, and before you know it, you're spinning 360 degrees on your own seat as you go straight down 200 feet.
Let's do it, here we go! Hang on, face first!
Wow, this is crazy. I love how this dude is like filming the whole thing. What if the camera just yeets out of his hand?
Running the bulls in Pamplona is probably one of the craziest events that takes
this
place in the
one's
world.
dangerous,
It consists of letting 6 bulls loose as you quite literally run for your life. This event has been taking place since the early 14th century and attracts thousands of tourists.
Yeah, this one is risky though. Very risky.
Back in 2017, a hotel in Houston, Texas went viral for their terrifying to see-through pool. But well, so far there's been no problems.
No, man. Ugh. One crack and it's all over.
Apparently, this place is hell on earth. The Darvaza gas crater in Turkmenistan has its crater that has been burning since 1971. With temperature reaching extreme levels as 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, this attraction was baptized Doorway to Hell.
I mean, yeah, just being there would be so cool. Like seeing all those like fires and embers and stuff.
At Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California, there's a ride that consists of a large circle of swings that rises 300 feet in the air and then swirls. And well, for some unlucky visitors, it malfunctioned, and they stayed up there for 4 hours, until they were able to make the ride work again.
300 feet up for 4 excruciating hours.
I'll tell you, the first hour was pretty rocky.
As day turned into night, she actually started to relax.
I got to see a sunset.
Saudi Arabia spent $746 million on a water theme park, and some of the rides are terrifying.
Wow, that much? That's a lot, isn't it? Is that how much they cost? About $1 billion, yeah, I guess. It still seems expensive.
Okay, this one might be one of those that looks more insane than it is, but if you don't fear heights, one can try this for a couple $100. Ever since 1920, people have been wing walking on planes. Luckily, you're strapped to a vertical chair. Austria's sky ladder spans 140 feet between 2 peaks. It's a test of balance and agility, with only a couple of cables standing between you and a 2,296-foot drop into the gorge below.
Goodness. Oh. Literally
Definitely beats waiting for the elevator to go up to the 53rd floor, but it's not acrophobia friendly.
Some people were really just built different, like they can handle like immense fear. I just don't know if I could.
When taking a swim on a lake, one would think that alligators or other animals are your biggest worry, except in Lake Karachay. That doesn't have a single sign of any form of life, since it's the most dangerous body of water in the world. And it's not because of predators, pollution, or lack of nutrients, but due to an even more insidious and lethal presence: radioactivity. During the Soviet era, Lake Karachay became a dumping ground for radioactive waste. The radioactivity levels in Lake Karachay are so extreme that exposures to its waters, even for a brief moment, can be lethal. In fact, it's considered one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Around 10 years ago, Six Flags dropped a terrifying advertisement for a ride called the Drop of Doom that was supposed to open just...
You know, I'm surprised that we've not seen Chernobyl on this list, because some people actually go there, not really as a vacation, but just to kind of see the place. And I think it's still radioactive, isn't it?
Just a year later. Needless to say, it was a little dramatic, but the real one ended up being no walk in the park either.
This looks fun. This looks fun.
Back in 1994, Rod Stewart held the record for the largest concert of all time on Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro. There were an estimated 3.5 million people. and people flew all across South America to see the concert since it was free.
3.5 million. Quite surprising. I was expecting Chernobyl to be on this list, but yeah, a lot of these, there was one in Switzerland, the one where it's kind of like a ladder between two peaks and it's just made out of cable. That one, like, because even if you attach yourself to the cable is so thin, it didn't look like it was maybe thicker than that. Like the cables that ran across the peaks with then cables making the steps. That one, man, I just don't know if I could do that one. I don't know. The invisible pool one as well, because that glass, how strong is it really? Yeah, I don't know if I could do these one. I'm not sure if I've got the minerals. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.